well, I think it's official. I think it's safe to say that this is officially out of my system. I'm not going to play Control in this format ever again. Obviously, I did not play optimally. There were a lot of like small mistakes that I found myself, like I caught myself making a turn or so after. And obviously that's not great. I don't think they were huge or anything. Maybe I would have won a match more than what I did or something, but I do think Gear Hulk is great, but there are just like a lot of inherent flaws. I specifically hate this mana base because everything ETB is tapped. I think Shoute had the right idea with just the battle lands instead of the fast lands. Like, I never really had an issue with Shota's deck and the mana, you know? So, I do think the white is better than black, but I think the Grixis mana is better than the Jeskai mana, so take that for what you will. Obviously, this deck continues to perform pretty well online, and maybe it is just pilot error and stuff like that, but I'm off it. I think it's safe to say that I'm just off it. I'm going to attack people. Attacking people sounds great. Looks good, feels good. The beatdown decks have a lot of like nifty ways to kind of get card advantage and stuff, and they have a lot of really powerful threats. And I am about that life, so that's where I'm going to go next. A lot of people have been telling me that I should be playing the white-blue flash deck, and that's completely understandable. I just feel like once people figure it out and they start building their white-red decks to be a little bit better against the flash decks, I mean, I just feel like those white-red decks should have just a natural advantage over white-blue, but they just aren't built that way currently, or they don't have the sideboard cards to do that. Like, the Flash deck can never beat the Bushwhacker deck, I feel like. So, you know, maybe that's a place to go, and then you have Bushwhacker to get under the mirror matches, and I think that's a pretty good plan. I think that's a better plan than trying to play a long game. So, yeah, that's about it. I had a lot of fun. This is my foray into standard Control. We need that every once in a while. If you want to learn more about my experience with Shota's deck, then check out my article that should be going up Friday this week. And that's about it. As always, thanks everyone for watching. If there were more mistakes that I made or that you think that were mistakes but I was not talking about, feel free to post about that in the comments, because even though I might not play this deck or this archetype again, I still want to know where people think that I was messing up, because I'm just very curious. It's like, normally I'm pretty good at it. You know, you see this, you watch my videos, you see this, like, basically on a turn cycle. If I make a mistake, I'm pretty good at catching it. You know, I see how the game is different now than how it would have been compared to had I made a slightly different play, and how that would have ended up better and everything. But the thing that scares me is when I do make mistakes and I don't catch them. So, specifically for this video, if you think I made some mistakes, point them out. You know, especially if I didn't talk about them, I would love to hear that. So, you know, I want some positive feedback, or not positive feedback. That's kind of negative feedback, I guess. It's like, you're awful, you should have done this. But it can be positive feedback, you know, and I want that. I want some feedback, period. So, if you could do that, that'd be awesome. And I realize that saying this after the video is over, presumably you watch this in chronological order, and now you're like, well, I noticed a bunch of mistakes that you made that you didn't talk about, but I'm not going to go back and check timestamps and stuff. That's legit. I completely understand that. I just did not think that I would be playing as bad as I did. So, if you see anything, say something cool. I appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you all had fun. And I'm cautiously optimistic about this deck's place in the format, but, you know, Control, it is viable. If you want to Gear Hulk some people, by all means do that. So, I'll see you next week.